Steeped in history and graced with countless photogenic spots and easygoing vibes, Galle could easily be our favorite place in Sri Lanka. This should come as no surprise though. It's hard not to like Galle. In this video, we are showing you how to enjoy Galle in a day, taking you on the same stroll that made us fall in love with this picturesque town in Sri Lanka's south. But is one day in Galle enough? With its many superb hotels and beautiful nearby beaches, Galle is one of the best places for a multi-day vacation in Sri Lanka. Yet, this video focuses on Galle Fort alone, the compact fortified city where the area's heart has been beating for centuries. Galle, which is pronounced Galle by locals, has been a major port since ancient times. The Portuguese built the city's first small fort in the 16th century. In 1640, the Dutch seized Galle from the Portuguese. Under Dutch rule, more fortifications were added to protect the city. In the 18th century, the British took over Galle Fort, leaving their mark on the city's architecture. According to UNESCO, Galle Fort is the best example of a fortified city built by Europeans in South and Southeast Asia. Nowadays, the fort's diverse colonial architecture and fascinating blend of European and Asian elements in urban planning and engineering are captivating. There's no better way to appreciate the uniqueness of Galle Fort than to stroll through its ramparts and quaint streets. The joyful sound of children playing kept us company as we entered the fort via its tunnel-like main gate. Our journey into the past had just started. The first stop on our walk was a Mangala Hotel, an elegant 17th century building housing one of the oldest hotels in Sri Lanka. A few steps from the historic hotel, the Dutch Reformed Church awaited us. Constructed in 1755, it's one of Sri Lanka's oldest churches. Apart from its lovely exterior, inside we took our time reading the stories of people who lived in Galle in the past centuries. From there, we continued our walk along Queen's Street, where we saw the former residence of Queen Victoria and the old Dutch warehouse. The latter was where goods and animals were kept before their long voyage to Europe. Nowadays, the building houses the National Maritime Museum. Our feet followed the buzzing sound of locals sorting their legal matters on Court Square. The leafy square provided us with a much-needed break from the scorching sun. Our next quick stop was the Old Dutch Hospital, a fine example of Dutch colonial architecture that now houses several small shops. A stone's throw from the Old Dutch Hospital, we started to walk along the fort's ramparts. Aurora Bastion was the first of many spectacular viewpoints we would stumble upon. We were now on our way to Galle Fort's most characteristic landmark, the lighthouse. To our left, the ocean was like music to our ears as we saw people flocking to the seaside to hang out or exchange vows of eternal love in the perfect setting. Soon, we were standing below the imposing lighthouse. The British built the concrete lighthouse in 1939 to replace an older iron lighthouse that was destroyed by fire a few years earlier. Surrounded by palm trees and endlessly caressed by the Indian Ocean breeze, the lighthouse is a sight to behold. But there was more to see, so we kept going. Our next stop was Flag Rock Bastion. This was where the first iron lighthouse was located, and for good reason. This spot offers panoramic ocean views for as far as the eye can see, and it's one of the best places to watch the sunset. For a quick snack, we bought fresh fruit from the street vendors near Flag Rock Bastion, before leaving the ramparts behind for a while. It was about time we explored the narrow alleys of the old town. After walking along the scenic Lighthouse Street, we reached Peddler Street, probably the most vibrant street in the fort, lined with souvenir shops, hotels and restaurants. One of the best hotels in Galle, the Merchant, is on Peddler Street. Apart from a fantastic place to stay, the Merchant is also a site with many layers of history. You can still see ancient tombs there, and the building has been everything from a marketplace to administrative offices throughout the centuries. We loved the old town's vibe. We spent a few hours there, having lunch and escaping the heat. But the ocean was calling us again. From Peddler Street, we walked to Neptune Bastion, where the remains of a naval signal station provided the ideal backdrop for the most unique photos. The walk along the cobbled paths of the western fortifications mesmerized us. Perhaps because the golden hour dyed everything in the prettiest hues. Or was it because this lovely stroll was nearing its end? Slowly, as if to make this walk last as long as possible, we headed towards Star Bastion, near which yet another iconic landmark awaited us. Overlooking Moon Bastion, the clock tower was constructed by the British in the late 19th century to honor Peter Daniel Antonich, a doctor greatly appreciated and loved by the people of Galle. From Moon Bastion, we had a look at the Galle International Cricket Stadium, while from Sun Bastion, our last stop, we saw the old port of Galle. We never realized we had spent one day in Galle Fort. A circular route that could have taken us a couple of hours turned out to be a magnificent day leisurely taking in the charms of a gorgeous fortified city that took a little piece of our hearts and keeps it locked in its centuries-old ramparts, breathtaking ocean views, and slow pace of life. We hope you enjoyed Galle in a day with us. For more details about what to do in Galle Fort, read the thorough guide we've published on our website. You can find the link in the description below. If you enjoyed our video, please like it, share it with your friends, or comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time!